Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond. So today we're going to talk about the birds and the bees. Yeah, we're going to talk about, how we learned about all that kind of stuff and how we got that information. I go live every Friday at 7 o'clock Central Time, unless I'm, you know, working or traveling or all that kind of stuff. Hey, Kay. Give everybody a chance to come in. Hey, Brandon. Can y'all hear me okay? I sound good. This mic has been being weird. Mm. This water is good. Sweet-a-dee-ba-doo-doo-doo up. Sweet-a-dee-ba-doo-doo-doo up. So I need y'all to be really, really active today because I'm trying to learn some stuff from y'all. Hey, Randito, how are you? This is an adult conversation. So we're going to talk about adult things. So if you are a child, get out of grown folks' business. Go stay in a child's place. I'll ask later. Once everybody get in. I want everybody to be here participating. Whoever. How are y'all trans folks feeling? Yeah, especially if you're in Texas. I don't think a lot of y'all are in Texas, but it's a lot going on with the government and trans people. I'm gonna be at South by Southwest on the 13th. This will be my third time being featured at South by Southwest. If you don't know what South by Southwest is, it's one of the biggest festivals, music and tech festivals in the country. And Marsha's Plate, which is my podcast if you're new here, Marsha's Plate was featured there 2 years in a row by the help of the Batty Brigade. You know what I'm saying? We were on their podcast main stage twice, our first 2 years, which I'm kind of proud of. I wouldn't have got there if I didn't have great allies who got me in the position to be there. But it worked out and I loved it. I got to see this amazing, I want to say amazing, this good, informative documentary about Richard Pryor. It was directed and kind of produced by his ex-white wife. So there was some artistic choices that I think that were rooted in racism and rooted in, white woman's tears. So, it still was informative about his life, but still from the lens of his white wife later on. So there was some holes in there that I didn't appreciate, but it was informative and I got to see that. What else did I get to see? I got to meet a few celebrities. There's a producer named Guru. We got to sit in on a session with him, Young Guru, I think this is his name. I think he produced for like Jay-Z or whatever. And he was saying some dumb shit, and we were able to read him about the dumb shit that he was saying. So that felt amazing. Me and my homegirls, he was trying to get some money out of the white people, but he was trying to do it in a very sat our way, and we were in the room. He didn't know we were going to be in the room, and we were in the room and reading him and asking him the tough questions that these white people can't ask. And he just sounded like a dummy. Trying to exploit poor children. But that was so fun. What else did we get to do? We got to do so much stuff because when you are a guest speaker, you get like a free day day pass to go to whatever you want to go to. And it's like, oh, this is fun. It's a platinum status. We get to go everywhere and enjoy all the good stuff. So that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited to be there again. But I'll be featured, and why I brought that up is I will be on a panel of 4 or 5 people, I think, and discussing, this recent attack on transgender kids' parents. Like, they literally, y'all, out here in Texas, they are literally sending CPS to people's house. Like, they're going to people's house. It's not just threats. They are literally sending CPS to people's house to see what the parents are doing to the children that are supporting them and allowing them to transition. Like, literally investigating them. Criminalizing their support of their trans child. Not because they abused or beat on, or because they're forcing teachers and guidance counselors to report if there's a student that is transitioning. And if that is the case, they send CPS out to the parent's home. It's crazy. So they did an emergency panel. They worked fast, and I'm one of the people, so I'll be there representing Black trans women. I know the tickets is kind of crazy, but if you are in Austin or around Austin and you're going to be participating in South by Southwest, come see us. How was your birthday? My birthday was fucking amazing. I got to chill with my good Judies, my friends, my A1 day ones, and we went out to eat, ate crab legs, and I got some cute gifts. I thought they stopped it. Is it certain counties? No, they haven't stopped it. It was a suggestion, and um people who are susceptible to fucking conservative mindsets are doing it. It's not in law. It's not in law. There's no law that have been passed. It is the government making top officials making these kind of statements that's pushing conservative citizens to do this crazy ass shit. Who are in positions of power at schools, who are in positions of power at CPS, crazy shit like that. It's the same thing. They're doing the same tactic that they did with abortion, except they made abortion into a law where they can't make abortion illegal because it's protected by Roe versus Wade. But what they can do is anybody who got an abortion, they can sue them. They made the citizens be able to sue them. Whoever driving them, whoever's providing them, all that kind of stuff. Just weird, some weird ass harass people shit. This is their new tactic to put it in the citizen's hand so it doesn't have to go up to the court's hand until it needs to, until they get some more so they get in power and they can take this conservative leaning Supreme Court to the next level. When they try to get the House back. And I went to vote on Tuesday. I don't know if y'all voting, and y'all know this is a midterm election, and this is really, really important. But I went to vote on Tuesday, and when I tell y'all need to be out here voting. Young people, especially, y'all need to be out here voting, man. I walked into my my polling location, and it was literally, I counted, literally 5 Democrats voting. 4 of them were black and 1 of them was Latina. Over in the Republic, and I don't live in some bougie ass place like, some suburb where it could be a lot of Republicans. In my motherfucking polling place, which is so unusual, it was 30 to, I think it was like 32 Republicans in voting in line. Their line was, because it's a primary for you to vote who is going to be your candidate. So it's this side of the room is Democrats, this side of the room is Republicans. Their room was so fat and juicy with people, and our room was our area was not fat and juicy at all. Where was your polling place? Was it on Hillcroft and Richmond? Or where? Where did they had you go? Yeah, mine was crazy. I was like, "Oh my god, if this is any kind of indication of anything, I hope it's not." But Democrats done got complacent because we won this fucking 2020. That wasn't a fucking landslide win. It should never be that getting you comfortable, but that wasn't no landslide win. That was too close. We was depending on Georgia to flip, which it had never flipped. Yo, that wasn't some easy win. But I hope y'all are voting. Anyway, my birthday was really good. I went out with friends. If Joe is nominated again, I think people will not vote. Dems need to make some moves. They really need to do. They really need to. And I hate that Kamala is his running mate, because at least she can go run like after him. If he had some good years, she could run after him after he does his 2 terms. She can go after him and be the familiar vote like he was with Obama. But child, and who is next? If Trump doesn't run again, if he doesn't run again, child, who is the next Republican, man? Who is, I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. But we gotta really and what's crazy is if a equal amount, just an equal unit, it doesn't even have to it really doesn't have to be equal, just a little bit more. If a equal amount of millennials and Gen Z's got out to vote as the older folks, boomers and people like that, if an equal amount, we will win because younger folks are more progressive. They just don't be out here voting. More than usual, but Cruz almost lost to Beto, so I wouldn't fucking depend on him. DeSantis, I don't know. I don't know, child. I can't even make good guesses no more, baby. Good guesses anymore. That Trump really threw off my whole equilibrium when it comes to who can do and who can't, and you never know. He was a wild card that made it through, child. Ah. We're gonna start in about, well, just 15, yeah. I worry, not going to lie. Yeah, I am too. Mm. I only vote because I feel like I have to. I don't feel like I have to. I just feel I'm one of those people. I vote because I'm one of those people that feels like our people have gone too much to not vote, who have gone through too much to get the right to vote, to not vote. Now, not choosing not to vote is a part of your right. You know what I'm saying? So that is a way for you to express what you want to do and the right to vote. I choose to not exercise my right to vote. That is a way to your liberation, da da da. But for me, I feel like I need to vote in the system and for the people who are as close to my politics as possible. Same thing with Biden. I did not want Biden. I didn't want him, but my only options was him and Trump. And who were the other people? And the other people didn't even align with what I wanted to do. Nobody really aligned except for Biden. The closest. Biden didn't align. He just was the closest one. And so being the closest one, I had to give him my vote. And the stakes were higher than the Hillary situation. I feel like the stakes were higher. Feel like the stakes was super high this time since we had 4 years of Trump. Yeah, it's just, I think it's important. I think I'm not somebody that wants to jump up and move outside of the United States. I think homophobia, racism, any kind of problem, capitalism, any kind of problems that you can have in the United States, you can have anywhere else. And so the experiment that is the American democracy, I feel like we push it forward. These other motherfuckers, black folks push it forward, and I want to be a part of that legacy. So I'm going to continue to vote even if I don't like my options. Um yeah, it's just important to me. Okay, so I want to know. So we're gonna get started. So I need y'all participation. Whoever's in here, there's 20 people in here. Thumbs up. I only see 9 thumbs up. So if you're in here, let's get started. We're gonna talk about the birds and the bees. We're gonna talk about sex. We're gonna talk about our experiences with sex. We're gonna talk about how we learned about sex. We're gonna talk about just various body parts and all these kind of amazing things that deal with our pleasure. And I want y'all participation. I want to know what in regards to those particular questions. um I want to know your experiences, so I want y'all to participate. um and so let's do some little icebreakers. All right, so I'm gonna give you some body parts. All right, and I want you to tell me some of the things that you can do safely with those body parts. I went to this date night held by Normal Anomaly, and this is an amazing, fun little thing that they do where, it's just a group of Black folks at this Black bookstore, and we are all talking about, sex and sex education. And I thought this would be a good conversation with y'all. So, all right, y'all ready? I'm going to give y'all a body part, okay? And then y'all tell me what y'all can do safely with that body part. Got it? All right, so let's start with nipples. Start easy. What can you do safely with nipples? Hey, Coco. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. You can tweak them. What is tweaking them? Is that like this? Is that tweaking? Licking them. You can flick them. You can flick them. Yes. Lick them. What is tweaking them? I want to be clear on what tweaking is. You can suck them. Absolutely. You can suck nipples. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay, tweak, 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 tweak. Okay, cool, 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 cool. I got it. So yes, you can tweak them, you can suck them, you can pierce them, you can pierce them. Mm-hmm. Um, Tweaking is what you just did, right? That right? I thought tweaking is, I don't know. This is what I think about tweaking, like do 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 do. That's what I think about tweaking. You can pierce them, you can suck them, you can lick them, you can pinch them, you can pinch them. Perfect hand gesture. Yes, tweak, 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 tweak. You can pinch them, like people put the little those little. You can clamp them. You can put the little clamps on them. Hey everyone, you can jump them. You can pump them. Yes, you can pump them. And you don't have to be a mother to pump them. I've seen people enlarge them with pumps. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Hey, Brian, how you say that? Brian Knight? How you say that? Bryn. Bryn Knight. Hey, Andrea. You can put ice on them. Yes, you can put ice on them. Are y'all into cold pleasure? I'm more into hot. I don't really like cold. Like I remember I got some head with somebody putting some ice in their mouth, and I didn't really like that. But I do like the warmer sensation. I don't like cold. Get them hard and win a wet t-shirt contest. Yes, if you're cold, a little breezy. Ah. Let me see. You can pierce them, you can clamp them, um, you can Brin. Okay. Brin. You can bind them. I've seen like bondage pictures where people had their titties wrapped up in rope. You can and their nipples were attached to the rope. So you can bind your nipples down. All right, so let's go to another body part. Okay, what about mouth? What can you do with your mouth safely? Is that safe? Is it? You tell me. Is what makes it not safe? Is it safe or is it not safe? I don't know. Why do you think it is or it isn't? I think it is. I think it's safe. But yes, what about your mouth? What can you do with your mouth safely? Keep it closed. That's always safe. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not always safe. Sometimes you got to open your mouth to keep yourself safe, to establish boundaries. So that's not always safe. But sometimes keeping your mouth shut makes you safer. Sometimes you can lick it. You can lick the mouth. You can stick it. You can stick the mouth. Yes. You can taste the mouth. You know what? A secret about me, I don't really like tongue kissing. I like smooching, like, and a little bit of tongue, but if our tongue is in each other's mouth too long for me, my brain turns on, my brain thinks about germs and it'll turn me off. So I don't really like French kissing. Not saying that you can't have no germs on your lips when you smooching, but I don't know. I'm weird. My brain thinks about germs if the tongue is in your mouth too long, it gets uh you can kiss, absolutely. You can kiss with your mouth. You can suck on the lips. Like sucking on the lips. Yes. You can give head with your mouth. You can eat ass with your mouth. You can rim, give consent. Yes, you can give consent and you can take consent away at any time. We know consent, you can give consent, and then in the middle of it, you can take consent away, and that's okay. That's why it's really important when you're having sex with people throughout the sex acts, particularly new people now, you know, when y'all get comfortable, y'all may negotiate how you guys communicate on sex and in regards to that. But especially new people, it's really important to continue to get enthusiastic consent throughout your sex practices. That doesn't mean stop and say, "Is this okay? Can I continue to do this?" No, you can turn it into something sexy. You can be like, "God, do you like when I do that? Do you want me to keep doing it?" You don't need to you can ask for consent in a sexy way without ruining the moment. "Mm, Are you still giving me consent to put my penis in your vagina?" You don't need to ruin it by asking the question very directly and like that. You can ask it directly but still in a sexy way. Would you like me to continue? Do you like how I am touching you? Do you want me to keep touching you like this? Does it feel good to you? Am I making you feel good? Do you want me to continue to make you feel good? You're making me feel good. However just whatever sexy, interesting way for you to get that continuous consent is really, really important when you are, it's really important not only to get the consent, but also to communicate, open up the door to communicating what people need, what you need, and what your partner needs. You could say, "Ooh, do you like how I'm touching you right now?" And you could think that you're wearing it out, and it's not wearing it out. But when you ask that, it opens up the door for them to say, "I kind of like it, but I would like it if you do it this way a little better. I think this would be good." It gives them room to answer your question without and feel safe to answer it without, hurting your ego or making you feel insecure about your skills. Because sometimes when you're in the bedroom with people, sometimes you don't want to be like, no, bruh. Bruh, that ain't sickening. That feels whack. Why are you doing that? Those type of those kind of ways to deliver can be intimidating, and it can actually hurt somebody's ego or hurt somebody's feelings. Not, I want to say ego because you shouldn't have no ego um in the situation, but hurt people's feelings, and it can kind of make them insecure. So particularly men, but that's anybody, not just men. So asking those questions throughout sex can actually open up the door for better communication about how your partner or you want to be pleased. And asking those questions not only gives you consent, but also says, "Hey, you're giving me room to say it. I can say what I want. I can tell you what I want. I can tell you how I want to be pleased." And it opens up that door. Is asking for continued consent making my pussy asking who pussy is this? I think so. I think that's a way to ask for consent. You know, if you say, whose pussy is this, and they say, oh, yours daddy, get it, give them room to say it. Oh, poppy. It gives them room to give you some type of verbal communication or verbal cue that what you are doing is good, that what you are doing is okay to be doing. Yeah, so I think that's a way. It doesn't have to, like I said, it can be any sexy way, as long as you consent. Continue. What else can we do with our mouths? Somebody said bite lips. Do you like lips to be um bitten hard, or do you like a little nibble? Um, I don't like biting. I don't like pain. Let me say that. My sexuality and turn on is not rooted in dominance and submission, and it's not rooted in pain. Oh no. I came in the conversation on the wrong part. We're talking about the birds and the bees. We're talking about pleasure and sex and stuff like that. And so the game we are playing is I say a word and we talk about how what we can do with those body parts, the words, what we can do with those body parts safely. And the word we are on now is mouth. Mouth. So somebody said nibble. A bite will get you popped. Yeah, I don't really like biting. I don't really like nibbling too much. Like if a dude is like sucking on my breast, he can nibble a little bit, but don't stay there. I do nibble lips and suck on them too. Yes, I love that. Balls. What you can put your mouth on balls. We're on mouth right now. We're not on, we haven't, mouth is the word. What can you do with your mouth safely? Um, so what else can we do? You can rim, like we already said rim. We said eat ass. You can suck titties, you can suck dick, you can kiss, you can bite, you can, do y'all like it when people, if you are a person with a penis or a person with a vagina, sorry, you too. Do you like people to scrape their teeth? And I'm not talking about in the well, maybe if you like that, cool. But I'm talking about just a little bit of pressure. Like I remember I used to have a client that liked that liked me to kind of scrape his dick softly with my slow and softly with my teeth. Do y'all like that? Or do y'all like it to be no teeth and smooth and wet and slick, which I like too. But I had somebody who liked the feeling of a slow, like a slow drag of your teeth across their piece and their head. We feel a little less alone in these personal issues. I really thought I was the only one. What are we talking about? That's the beauty of real talk. I thought I was the only one turned off by tongue in my mouth. No, you're not. That's the beauty of real talk, ain't it? Never the only one. I'm convinced. And of course, we can feel that way. I love it. You are totally right. I think one of the reasons why it's great to have sex education conversations and sex conversations is because sex is so demeaned and sex is so such a taboo, and sometimes it can be a shameful conversation. We're taught to be shamed of our bodies. We're taught to be shamed sometimes of what we like and what we don't like. And we're taught to be, there's certain things that are acceptable and certain things that are not, because there can be room for a lot of shame around sex. It's really, really important to have these kind of conversation, because as we just found out, we'll learn that a lot of people will like something that you like, and a lot of people will not like something you like. But you are not alone in your desires and in your pleasure, what you do, what you don't. You are unique, but you also are not alone. There are going to be some things that people align with you with, and there are going to be some things that people don't align with you with when it comes to sex and what you like. But guess what? It's your pleasure. You get to like whatever you want. You can be as discriminating, you can be as discerning, you could be whatever when it comes to your pleasure, because it's yours. It's your body. It is what you want. It is what you like. And as long as it's not non-consensual and it's not, illegal and dealing with somebody, you know, in regards to that, everything is fine. Get some hair caught between your teeth. That is true. I really like shaved men. I love men who shave their balls for that reason. And I actually like I like a smooth booty hole too. Some people like a hairy booty hole. Which one about y'all? Like if you engage in anal, like in anal kind of way, orally with your mouth, because we're still on mouth, do y'all like the booty hole to be a little hairy, or do you like it to be smooth? I was gonna say as a baby bottom, but that seems like a weird context. Do you like it to be smooth and slick and shiny, or do you like it to be hairy? Or you don't mind at all? Which one did you? I don't really like hairy booty holes. I don't really like hairy booties. I don't really like. You can have a slight bit of hair, but super super hairy men, I don't like. Um, you prefer smooth? I do too. I love when someone puts their mouth near sensitive spots and blow their breath on things. That's interesting. The pieces with the hairiest cakes always want to do that. Mm-mm. It's not for me, but if you like it and love it, that's cute. Makes it easy to express to your partner too. Absolutely. Make sure y'all thumbs up as y'all come in. Um, no, that'll get you kicked. I like my hair on my booty hole. I like hmm, I like a hair on my booty hole. A hair, just one. Just one strand, one glorious, long, beautiful strand on your booty hole. Or are you talking about yours? Or you talking about somebody else's? Look at them both. All depends. Don't want wolf booty, but hair or hairless is cool. If you can smell his breath when he is going down on you, abort mission. Your mouth. Let's talk about oral sex and safety. When you are like sucking dick, eating pussy, doing all this kind of stuff, it's not good to brush your teeth before you have oral sex with somebody if you're gonna have, particularly if you sucking it raw. And we're gonna be honest. We're gonna be honest here. We don't want to yuck anybody's yum. And we want this to be a safe and open space. And to be honest, I actually don't like sucking dick with condoms. And so I don't really suck dick with condoms usually. If I look at it and it's looking weird, not that looking at it means that it's not that it's safe. But I don't, sucking dick with condom is just not my tea. Of course, I do it with clients, but if I'm in the mood and I got some free trade, more than likely I'm gonna suck that dick raw. That's just keeping it real. But you should not be brushing your teeth before you or using mouthwash before you give head, because brushing your teeth opens up your gums and opens up when you brush your teeth and your teeth may have some pink little spots because it's bleeding somewhere or whatever, that opens up your gums and leaves you more susceptible to infections and things getting into those wounds. And so you don't want to brush your teeth when you are about to give oral sex. It's not safe. And so also with mouthwash too, because the alcohol and those things open up your mouth to get cleaned. And yeah, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. And it's actually more safer to swallow, because swallowing get it down into your stomach with all that stomach acid and kills everything. So, yeah. So that might be why somebody breath is stinking, because they're trying to be safe and don't want to brush their teeth before. All that kind of minty stuff kind of opened up. Now, if you, I would think that if you don't use the minty stuff and the stuff that kind of opens up, that kind of tingling, that menthol minty stuff, if you don't use that, and maybe you want to suck on a piece of candy, maybe just to just have something to give your breath other than stank smell, like a candy, like a Jolly Rancher or something like that. It gets the saliva going, and it smells like candy. So instead of brushing your teeth, maybe suck on a piece of candy if you are worried about your smell. I don't like sucking dick for real. I just do it as a trade-off mostly. Yeah, I love sucking dick. Sucking dick is, I'm into pleasing, like pleasing in that kind of way. I like the control. I like the control of the pleasure. I don't like you to hold my head. I like the control. I like to be the boss of it. I don't like to be I don't like sucking dick on my knees. While sometimes I do, if I'm just so happy in that position and it looks and feels sexy to me. But like being on my knees kind of gives me the idea of dominance. So I don't like to be on my knees, and I don't like that. I like you to be laying down or sitting down, and I'm like in between your legs, and I'm gobbling, and it's just something about, I don't like the dominant part. I like to be in control over giving you the pleasure. That feels good to me. Oh, you know. I know you know. I'm just saying it for them. That is incredible advice I've never heard. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you. That's why we're having this conversation. It's the boss vibes for me. All right, let's switch it up. Let's talk about booty. What can you do safe with booty? If you're enjoying the conversation, make sure you thumbs up. What can you do safe with booty? With your booty or somebody else's booty? With booty, whatever. What can you do safe with booty? Suck on it. You can suck on booty. Eat the cake and it may glorious cakes. What shape cakes do y'all like? Do y'all like round bubble butts, like wider, flat muscle booties? Like what kind of, a lot of people like the round. Pa, 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 pa. Some people don't like big old gigantic booties. It makes them feel, you know, feminine. Make it clap. You can ride the dick with the booty. You can twerk with the booty. I ain't got no panties on. Ain't got no panties on. I ain't got no panties on the dance floor. BET Uncut. I miss BET Uncut. What else we can do with booties? Toys, yes, toys. I have a lot of. I've showed y'all most of my toys. I think I have all my toys here. I did this interview with hold on, let me go get the other one. Ouch. Make it toys sit on them like Beyonce. You can poke booties. I kind of like athletic build, not too big, not too flat. I like big butts, and I cannot lie. I shedding out loud on that notion. I like a teardrop with a little fuzz. Come on, teardrop with a little fuzz. Teardrop with a little fuzz. I just like a plump ass motherfucking booty, like a round, thick thighs and a round plump butt. I love it. I love big booty, thick boys. Is the kind that come the back come in and it comes out. Ooh, the high booty almost shelves. Yes, that's what I like. I like that. I like that. I don't really like a wide flat booty. I don't like that. I like really compact boy booty. Football booty is where it's at. Right. Come on, football booty. That's what I like. That's what I like. Um, Let me see. Long as it like big booty and thick legs. I like that. What else can you do with booty? You can finger booty. You can finger. You can finger booty. You want to make sure that you have well manicured nails. You want to make sure that your nails are smooth to the touch. It's not any kind of scratchy parts. Ladies, you know how like when your hair, some maybe your fingers will lift or crack a little bit, and you like kind of go through your finger with your hair, and your hair get snagged on your fingernails and kind of like make it split in or break it off or anything like that. Those type of things you want to get rid of, not only for to take care of your hair so it's not breaking your hair down, but also when you are fingering booty holes, you don't want to the tissue inside of the walls of the anus. I know we like, oh, you putting a dick in there, so you ain't worried about no tissue, but your finger and the nails you fingering can actually be really scratchy and cutty. So you want to make sure your nails are really manicured, cut, not necessarily low, but at least smooth. If you're a guy, make sure your fingernails are clean. We don't want to cause any kind of bacteria vaginosis in the vaginas and in the booty. We don't want to cause any kind of cuts in the booty hole. When we are fingering, we're gonna get to the other parts too. But when we are fingering the booty hole, we don't want to get you don't want to get cuts. It can cause anal fissures. It could cause cuts in the anal walls to where you are more susceptible to any kind of diseases because that is a direct connection into your bloodstream back there in your booty hole, in your back door. So, that's why some people use drugs. They put drugs in their booty hole. Did y'all know that? People put drugs in their booty hole because it's a direct connection to your bloodstream and you can get high like that. Yeah. So, because that is a place that is very sensitive, we want to make sure that our nails are smooth, short, and clean when we are fingering. And for me, as I'd actually, if you ever get to have sex with me, I actually don't like to be fingered. I like booty bumps. Yes, it could cause that. Um, and that could be hemorrhoids, it could be booty bumps, it could be genital warts, it could be so many things that a bump could be. It could be yeah, it's so many things. And how do y'all sometimes especially if you in circles with butch queens, you'll and bottoms that enjoy bottoming, and that's okay. It's okay to be a bottom. But sometimes you'll get these pictures from people who enjoy being a bottom and their booty hole looks like a star crunch. And it could be hemorrhoids, it could be so many things. And it is okay to ask about those things. It is okay when you see they send you pictures and the holes is looking mangled. It's okay for you to ask about them things. Do not feel ashamed to ask questions about your partner's body part, especially if you see something that just doesn't look normal. I cannot promise you that you're going to get an honest answer. I cannot promise you that you're gonna get an honest answer, but I think you can gauge by the response, you get what I'm saying, how adult this person is about having adult sex conversations. And that's another thing. Sex conversations between adults should happen. You should not be ashamed to have it. If you are dealing with somebody that is uncomfortable with talking about sex, but is comfortable with having sex, you are dealing with a fucking child. And and not necessarily child in years, but it's somebody who's mentally a child. So if you're asking somebody what their status is, and they're just like, why are you asking me that? You damn, are you the feds? Are you why are you asking me all these questions? You got something? When you get in conversations with adult people and that's how they are when it comes to talking about normal sex conversations, that really ain't the person that you want to have sex with or have these kind of conversations with or give access to your body. That is unsafe, that is childish, and I don't, it's just, you should be able to have ask questions and um talk about sex in a mature way because we are adults. Yeah, so if it's somebody that is not making the communication about sex, or they're too clandestine, they're too secretive, they're too you know beat around the bush when you ask them very direct questions about their sexual practices. How long has it been since you've been tested? Have you ever had an STD? Those kind of conversation, I don't think you should be having those kind of conversations like right off the bat, like soon as you meet somebody, but ease into those conversations when y'all are um you know comfortable, familiar enough to have those kind of sexual conversations. If y'all are sending nudes, or he asking you questions about your pussy, then honey, y'all familiar enough. If he's that bold to ask you questions about how big your ass is, how big your titty is, what you like to do with sex, if soon as a sex conversation happens, you can have conversations about STDs. You can have conversations about, if he can ask you how big your titties are, or do you suck dick? Have you ever had a threesome? Any kind of sexual conversation, if he's bold enough to have those conversations, that's when you can have STD conversations. And it's important. And if he can't have those kind of conversations, then he is a child, or she is a child. I'm sorry. I don't want to I date men, so I can so sometimes I speak from the lens of dating men, but this goes along with women who can be childish about conversations as well. Got it? Are we done with booty? I will have questions about a crunchy bar booty. Yes, it is important to you get what I'm saying? It's important to check back there and to look and see what's going on. Cut the lights on. That's another thing. You sucking dick and eating ass and doing all this stuff in the dark. How you gonna see if there's some genital warts back there? How you gonna see if there's some herpes breakout back there? If you got blisters and stuff, how you gonna see that stuff? If it's if the lights is off, cut the lights on. See what the tea is. I've been so bold about it, honey. I will pop them with this so quick. Okay. I will pop them with the flashlight so quick. Cut the lights on. It's okay for you to see. It's okay for you to see what's going on with what you are putting your mouth on, what you are doing with your mouth. And if they coming over, they got a bump that looks weird, it's scabby and looks weird. It's okay to be like, we gonna pass on that. We gonna pass on this part. We might even still do some other stuff. Put the condom on and do some other stuff. But if you got some stuff that is not looking right with me, I'm not about to put my mouth on it. And it's okay for me to say no, even if I agreed to say yes before I saw this whatever this little minion you got right here. You see this? This is why I'm not sucking it. This little bump right there, this little raise, this thing that looks like. And yes, this moment is awkward, but I'm not putting my mouth on this. When the pictures you showed me before you came over, they didn't have this little minion, this little gremlin right here. It didn't have that little gremlin. If I would have saw this little gremlin in your pictures that you sent me, you probably had them pictures, took them pictures 6 months ago before this gremlin was here. But now this gremlin is on it. And I agreed, I consented to sucking that dick because it's big and juicy without the gremlin. But now there's a gremlin here. I didn't sign up for a threesome. I signed up for me and you. Now it's me, you, and the gremlin. I can't deal with the gremlin. So I'm not gonna put my mouth on the gremlin. But if I'm feeling jazzy and I'm horny, I might put a condom on it and still do some other stuff. Maybe, but I might. This guy and how you handling this conversation might turn me off, and I might not do nothing else. I might be done. Honestly, I'm usually done, but I've been in a situation where I wasn't done. So, okay. The gremlin gotta pay more. The gremlins is extra. No. So it is okay to have these kind of conversations. If I'm seeing stuff, smelling stuff, we ain't doing stuff. I have been in one of those situations. Most of the time, if I'm seeing stuff, smelling stuff, yes, but I am a whore. You know your sister. I am a whore. And sometimes, there are some trade that I got to get you on my record. I remember there was this dude named Patrick in college. Patrick was a very gorgeous man. Patrick was a gorgeous man. Jesus, he was fine. He was a light-skinned boy, but kind of caramelly light skin body. Oh my God, he was so fine. And so one day I'm in my room because they put me in the boys' dorm. Sometimes I play a lot of witchy games. Since y'all put me with the niggas, I'm gonna show y'all what I can do. And so sometimes I didn't have no roommate. So sometimes I'll leave my door open. They always put me on the first floor. Sometimes I'll leave my door open and I'll be sitting in my bed in my room in lingerie. With my cakes laying in the bed like I'm reading a book, with my cake sitting up in the air as the boys walk past from the basketball court. That's the type of stuff that I used to do. Since you want to put me in the boys' room, I'll show you how to work this thing right here. Because as they walk past, they gonna see what I got going on. Some of them is gonna read and be like, ugh, and da-da-da. But some of them is gonna be like, I see. So this is one of those days where Patrick by himself walks past my room in basketball shorts and no shirt on, leaving the basketball court. And he walks past my room and I have on this red satin Victoria's Secret robe. It's not long. It's like right above the knee. And I have a red lace satiny penny set. And I'm sitting on my little chair or whatever, looking sexy. And he walked past and he was like, oh, it's like that? And I was like, mm-hmm. And he was like, do you got a roommate? I was like, no. Ain't nobody gonna stay with the tranny, honey. And he was like, man, you look good. And I was like, do I? And he says, you do. And I was like, you look good too. You real sweaty and, got your look, just got done hooping. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go up and take a shower. I was like, oh, well, what's this? I take my finger and poke that meat, honey. And that thing started getting hard. And I was like, come on in here and close that door real quick before somebody see you. You know, you only got a few seconds before somebody else come through the door and see them talking to you. So you got to catch them quick before somebody come walking down the hallway. You know that's a dude, dog, right? You know that's a dude. You know they love to spill your tea, even if the nigga know your tea. They love to. You got to get them in. You got to get them in the door, close it real quick, so you know you can snag them. So he comes in. I lay him on the bed. I pull them basketball shorts down, baby. That dick was so musty. Oh, woo! That dick was so musty. Musty. It smelled. It smelled like a Subway that only serve onions. It was so musty. Oh God, it was so musty. Oh, it was so musty. But it was one of the most beautiful dicks that I have ever seen in my life. Big, thick. Oh, it was so right. I don't know. I done had so many boys at this school, but this one, it was one of the most beautiful dicks. Still to this day, it was thick, long. The shape of it was perfect. So this is the time. So I said, this is the time. This is the chance for me to get it. I might not get another chance, and so I waded through the storm and gobbled that dick and wore it out. Luckily for me, I got some sickening ass skills and he came really fast. Now, I had messed with Patrick many times after that, and any other time he came to see me and we hooked up, the dick was clean and fresh and da da da. But I did just catch him getting off the basketball court, sweating, da da da, and that dick was musty as hell. But sometimes you have those nasty moments. I know people who love when they see absolutely. Yeah, some people love musty feet. Some people love musty balls. Some people love musty booty holes, but musty armpits. They'll be trying to lick your armpits if they musty. Some people like that kind of I don't that I don't want to say excuse me. I don't want to say nasty, but some people like that strong, pungent, natural smell. It's nasty to me, but some people, it's not nasty to everybody. Some people love it. Especially those is this racist? No, I'm not gonna say that. Sometimes those foreigners be real pungent. And they think that's sexy. You don't even have to, y'all know. Is it racist if it's true? If we all know. Is it racist if it's real? Like if we all know, then it must be a cultural thing. I'm not playing with y'all. Y'all not about to get my video flagged. Okay, we said nipples, we said mouth, we said booty. Let's talk about what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? We said nipples, mouth, booty. I'm trying to save the big two for last. Let's talk about feet. What can we do with feet? Y'all are rude for saying it out in these comments. Y'all are rude. Y'all are so rude. So rude. So nasty and so rude. I can't do anything with a foot. I have a sock fetish, so nothing with feet. Come on, sock fetish. I'm gonna use that for niggas with ugly feet. Oh, baby, I got a sock fetish. You're gonna have to put some socks on. Yeah, that'll turn me on so bad. So much. Put these socks on, baby. I think that's hilarious. Put these socks on, baby. Uh-huh. Go ahead, do that for mama. So I don't like ugly feet, but if you got some cute feet, if they cute, I'll suck on your toes. I done sucked on some toes, but it's some dudes who got some cute, clean, pretty ass feet. I love man feet. I love man feet that are nice, taken care of. They don't need to have to be, manicured, but you cut them down with yourself. They clean. They not scratchy. You know what I'm saying? They smell fresh. They're clean. I do like to see your boy feet that look sexy. You know who love to have their feet out? Them Africans. Them Africans love to have their feet out. The ones that got cute feet, they would have them in some sandals in a minute, baby. Them little cute little dark skinned feet with the pink toes, baby. They would have them out. Africans would be in the sandals so fast. I love cute ass feet. I've sucked toes twice in my life. They were immaculate. Other than that, I ain't on feet. I've painted a man's toes before with a clear coat, but only because they have taken care of. Baby, when you said I painted a man's toes before, I thought the man was sticking his toes in your booty and you was about to tell me that you had painted his toe. That's where my mind went until I read the rest. I was like, damn, you painting a nigga toes? Woo! Work. I was about to be like, damn, this is a safe place. You can talk about. Yeah, I did want to get on painting when we was on booty. So I have a video called The Joys of Anal Dishing. It's one of my most popular videos. You should check it out. The Joys of Anal Dishing. It is quite old and antiquated. It still can get the job done, but I have updated some of my practices from that video. Really not really update. I've updated in that I added some things, not just I had a client that did pay money. That sounds late. That sounds so late. But I have updated my douching regimen. I have included into my regimen some fiber peels. So if I know that I am gonna have, anal sex and gonna be getting plunged, I make sure that, the days before I am taking my fiber peels. Let me show y'all my fiber peels. Triple fiber plus, baby. They're these little pills. You take like 5 of them a day. Boom. I'll just put it in my mouth. Take 5 of them a day. Take 5 of them a day. And it helps to push all of that boo-boo on out, honey. I do take fiber pills on the regular. It keeps the boo-boo out, honey. It pushes it on out. And if you are taking it on the regular, honey, be clean. So I still do my video, but I still do what I do in the video, but I add fiber and I also add a nice suppository. I think I mentioned suppository in the video. I haven't watched it in years, but I do a suppository. Benefiber, yes, Benefiber, Metamucil. There's tons of fiber pills. I just like these because I like capsules. I don't like the taste of Metamucil. But that stuff works too. Um, I just want to get it in there. Drinking apple juice with it the day before a deep dive. Yeah, because things like that, apple juice, prune juice, um, anything like that. Apple juice, prune juice. What else is a even coffee? Coffee can get the juices flowing. So making sure you are taking your fiber peels. Yeah, all of that kind of good stuff. Look, it is a booty hole. And honey, sometimes if somebody is telling you that they have never painted in their life, they're probably lying. That's just keeping it real. It's a booty hole. That's where stuff come out. And sometimes you could clean and honey, or you didn't do it long enough. And honey, it starts off good, but then it gets late. Now, over time, as you can do it, as you can do it, as you continue to start being the power bottom extraordinaire, it happens less and less and less. Like I haven't painted anybody in years, but in my past, being unprepared, trying to have trade real quick, because like I said, sometimes you in a moment, you just want, it's like, damn, I ain't got time to do everything I need to do, but we trying to figure it out. Let's go. There's some moments that happen, that happens. And honey, you in the booty hole. And honey, this is what happened when you're in the booty hole. I use Fleet suppository and coffee, and I'm a clean queen. Yes, I use suppositories. I have a non-disposable douche. That's my favorite. I use Fleet. Like if I'm traveling, I use Fleet, but I don't really like the lack of control. Not lack of control. That ain't the right word. I don't know. I don't. No, I like Fleet is okay, but I like my own stuff. Putting coconut oil in your douche helps. Interesting. Interesting. Make sure that when you are, I don't know. I think I'm not 100% sure, but I know this about petroleum. I'm not 100% sure about coconut oil. 1 second. Let me Google some things. I think coconut oil, but I know petroleum. Petroleum breaks down latex, but I'm not for sure if coconut oil does. Yes. All right. So yes, I wanted to make sure. So coconut oil, petroleum oil, coconut oil, that stuff breaks down latex. So coconut oil, if it's in its organic form, it is antibacterial. If it's not, if you're not, if it's not if it's not in its organic form, like it hasn't been processed, if it's been refined, like if your coconut oil just looks white, like clean white, it's probably been too refined to have the properties that are antibacterial. So that's another thing you got to be careful about in coconut oil. Coconut oil is only antibacterial if it is in its organic form and has all those kind of minerals and properties that comes in its natural unrefined self. If they have refined it and it looks like pure white, they have refined it too much to have those kind of benefits. To have those benefits in a really effective way. But yes, coconut oil, petroleum, mineral oil, Vaseline. Vaseline is petroleum based. Any of that stuff really can break down condoms. Now, if you're not using condoms, which like if you were with your partner or you with somebody that you trust and y'all been tested and doing y'all thing or whatever, then that's fine. Do that stuff. But if you are it is counterproductive to be using condoms and using things like mineral oil, coconut oil, petroleum oil, Vaseline, because it breaks down the latex of the condom. And you are using the condom to create that barrier between your sex partner and you and the fluids that they are having. And if you're breaking down the condom, then what's the point? Got it? So make sure you are being careful with that. Now, if you're just having sex with somebody that you trust and you're not using a condom, I think coconut oil is fine. You can use whatever you want to use. But if you are using condoms, be mindful that those kind of oils, you want to use a water-based lube. Now, preferably, I like silicone. I like the feel of silicone-based lube. I like the feel of it. I use more often water-based lube because it's water-based and it's love. I will only use organic. Yeah, organic is gonna be better. I've used it for years. Yes, 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 yes. And this is just tips. Um, do what works for you, but I'm just telling you, just for people who are watching, um, some lube burns, Miss Diamond. So for me, the lubes that burns me is the spermicide. Like if you're using a condom with spermicide on it, that burns me. I don't like that. I don't like spermicide condoms. So I get condoms that don't have the spermicide on them because I can't get pregnant. What you killing the sperm for? Give me all them babies alive and well. Yes, I don't like the spermicide. First of all, they taste gross and they make your booty hole stink to me. Spermicide condoms. So I buy condoms that don't have spermicide. I use it for penetration with water-based lube. Yes, just whatever works for you. If it works for you, yes. But I'm just warning you with condoms, it breaks down the latex. So it can be susceptible to breaking and you know that kind of stuff. Okay, okay, I understand. Yes, for me, but yes, that's going back to the Luby stuff. But yes, don't if you are having anal sex, you want to do the research and do what you need to do to prepare for anal sex. But honey, it is the anus and other things. The anus it does other stuff too. So sometimes it's no need to be shamed about painting, honey. Just stop and know next time you got to learn how to get it together. Okay, so let's talk about. So we talked about feet. So we was on feet. I just had to go back to the booty hole because we hadn't talked about paint and somebody had brought up and Andrea brought up her painting the dude's toes with her booty hole. No, she said she was painting his toes with clear nail polish. But I thought she was painting the boy's toes with her booty hole. So feet, back to feet. So you can suck on toes, you can paint toes, you can use feet as like your erotic zone. You can massage it. You can you can jack somebody off with your feet. I know a lot of dudes who have foot fetish love for you to get your toes done and take your toes and jack their feet off jack their dick off with their feet. You can do that. You can stick your toes in the booty hole. You can stick your feet in the booty hole. Your whole foot. Particular people who like to be fisted and who like all that kind of extra jazz, that you can do that. um, you can stomp on people. People love to get their balls stomped with your feet. Are we still starving for the dick in this day and age? Starving for the dick. I am not starving for the dick. I am not. I've made a nice coin selling pictures of my feet. Yes, that's the feet is a very popular fetish. Very, very popular fetish. And it's okay to have fetish. Do not be ashamed of fetishes. That is what you like. Now, I would be mindful if your fetishes revolved around things that are illegal, revolves around children, revolves around like rape and stuff like that. I, those kind of fetishes, I would try to go get some help. I would try to go get some therapy and those type of things. But fetishes like feet fetishes, um, booty fetishes, dressing up in drag fetishes with your wife or with your girlfriend or with your boyfriend or whatever. Those type of fetishes are okay because they don't harm people and it's not creepy and weird. Um, so yeah, don't be ashamed of your fetishes that are not harming people. I like my feet caressed gently. This is a turn on. My feet are one of my spots. I love my feet rubbed and touched and sucked on. Those is definitely one of my spots. I keep them soft and done and painted and oh yes. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Yes, no shame in fetishes. Yes, Diamond, not sick and deviant stuff. Yep, clearly difference. Yes, we got to make sure that we're very clear about those things. Now, people have very strange stuff. So when we get into talking about deviant, deviant can kind of mean just anything outside of the norm. And some people, just based on their identity, can put them smack dead in the middle of what people consider or society considers deviant. Um, but yeah, we want to make sure that if we're doing things, if you're, you know, your sexuality revolves around some things that harms people or exploits people or anything like that, you might want to go get some therapy and check and figure that out because you know you might want to act on those type of things like that 50 shades of gray stuff. I think when we talk about the 50 shades of gray, when we talk about BDSM, is that it, BDSM? Yes. When we talk about those kind of sexualities and sexual interests that fall within that dominant and submissive and in that realm, one thing that is a staple in that culture is consent. That is very, very important to them. So if you go to any kind of BDSM, isn't it BDSM? I think anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. If you go to any type of thing like that, they are really adamant about getting consent, keeping consent, and having code words, and it's really deep and a pillar of their culture. So it's important. Consent is very, very important. So that 50 shades of gray stuff, that was consensual. It was consensual. It's somebody who wanted to be dominated. It's somebody who wants that kind of to relinquish that kind of power, and the person who is the submissive is giving that consent, that they are the controller. They are the while it may seem like the dominant person is the controller, but it's actually the submissive who gives, that says yes, I want you to dominate me, yes, I want you to control me, yes, I want you to tell me what you want me to do with my body, how to do whatever you want me to do. They are giving consent to give this person that they trust and not necessarily love, but that they trust this type of power over their body, this type of dominance over their body and what they want them to do. And so consent is really, really important in that culture. So, yeah, and that's okay. I think, um, like I said, my own personal sexuality is not rooted in dominance or submission, but as a person who is a former sex worker and who would turn her trick now if she needs some money, um, I have played in being a dominatrix. I have researched and studied and you know and looked into that world. And it's a beautiful thing when it's, safe and consensual. I understand it just looks crazy sometimes. I would be so scared to put that much trust in someone. But, that kind of relinquishing that kind of freedom and there comes a level of liberation when you are that free, and when you do find somebody that you can trust in that kind of way. When you do find somebody that you can trust, it can be a totally beautiful, pleasurable thing. And being the dom, don't think that you just have to be the submissive person. You can be the dom, and but the dom, it takes a level of care. It's just not, oh, I'm beating your ass. Oh, you do this, do this, do this. It's dom is not just that. It's it's a level of care that a dom, it's role playing. It's a level of care that a dom has to have if you're a good dom. And so yeah. Yeah, it can be a beautiful experience when you find someone that you do trust. Let's see. What other body parts? We haven't talked about dicks and vaginas yet. Let's talk about other body parts. So we said nipples, we said mouth, we said booty hole, we said feet. What else? What other part? Other than those body parts, not the dick and the vagina, what other body parts do y'all like? Other than booty hole, don't say dick and vagina. We're gonna get there. Other than booty hole, feet, lips, um, what else we say? Nipples, breast. Other than those, what other body parts you like? What non-typical sexual body parts do you like? Yeah, I feel like I would be more Janet Jackson Velvet Rope. It interests me, but scares me at the same time. And that means it should be something you explore. I love my neck sucked and licked on. My neck is a nice little spot. You like nice hands? What about hands do you like? Big hands, big hands. What about hands do you like? I like, yeah, I like firm, big hands. Yes, I do like firm, big hands. But I don't like them to be rough. I don't like rough hands. I stop at belly button every time before I get to the piece. You like belly buttons? I love facial hair, especially when he's gobbling. Work. Yes, come on. The bearded gobblers, give it all to me. I love big soft hands. Yes, I love big soft hands. I like men who have big hands, firm hands, but not scaly and rough. Noses. Noses. What about noses? Y'all probably gonna think that this is weird, but I love to suck on prominent noses. Interesting. I don't think it's weird. Especially if they have a cute nose. Like I would love to suck on Jonathan Major's nose. That is my baby. And I love his nose. Long fingers with wide palms. Long fingers with wide palms. Thighs, beard gobblers. I love a hairy, clean man. I love this muscle right here on men. This muscle when it's big and juicy, they call them traps. I love traps. Let me see if I can't make mine big because I am fat. But you know how when they be muscly and this be all big, uh, it's the armpits for me. Work. Yeah, I'm not really into men's pits, but yeah, I know people who love to lick armpits. Big thick necks. Yeah, I like traps. This muscle right here, I like traps, and of course, I like the V that leads down to the big old piece. The V. Yeah, and thighs. I really love thick ass thighs and licking and kissing thighs. I love when I'm like sucking a boy's dick and I lean my head over while like I'm jacking off. Like say I'm jacking off the dick and I'll lean my head over and kiss and bite on his inner thighs. Ooh, I love that. That's so good. Like grip him and be kissing on the thigh and make him jump and be like, I love that. I love it, love it, love it. I love a smooth bald head, tummy. You know what? As I gotten older, I don't mind a tummy as much as I did when I was younger. Not a belly, but a little pudge. I don't mind a little pudge, a little, dad bod a little bit. Oh, or that long crack down a man's back. I like a guy with a crazy shoulder to waist ratio. Really broad shoulder with a 27 each waist. Interesting. Yeah. If you got a small waist, it make me think you got a big old dick. If that kind of body frame, when you got wide and no hips, it make me feel like you packing. I love clavicles right here. I love clavicle on women. I don't like this. I don't think about this on men. I love how this looks. The décolletage. I love clavicle bones and all this stuff right here on women. I think this is a sexy part of a woman. I prefer anyone I'm with to have some weight on them. I don't care for muscles that much. Yeah. So how I am, I like dudes who have muscles, but they have a relatively nice body fat percentage too. Like I need you to have some fat on it, on top of the muscle, not where your body is just not muscle. I like it to be have some fat on a layer of fat on it so it can be it looks hard but it's soft. It's like that's the perfect body to me. A dad bod is everything. All right. So what can you do with a vagina? So let's go to vaginas. What can you do with it or to a vagina that is safe? Yes, I like the carved out chest, naturally muscular. Yes. So you can suck on the labia majora. You can suck on, my favorite part of the vagina is that the meaty parts that's right outside the lips. I don't know if that's the labia majora or not, but it is the meaty. It's like I love for them to be fat. So let me see if I can find a non-sexual picture of a vagina. um, Medical pictures of vaginas. Let's see. All right. Yes, it's the labia majora. I like fat labia majoras. So this part right here, like right here, that my fingers run across, it's on this side. It's where the pubic hair be too. So like that part right there. I like chicks with fat, like really meaty labia majoras. It's sexy. I love really meaty those fat coochie parts right there. I love that. I also love um if I had one, I want it to be meaty with a huge clit. um I like clits that are visible. Um I don't like I don't like I don't want to no, that'd be weird. So fat labia majora, I like it to be yeah, little Kim T's. I live. I like it to be I like the I like the I like it to either be bald or be like a slight little runway of hair. Um what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I I like the ones that you can't see inside the hole. When they're like doggy style, you can't see inside the hole. The ones that look like cave, the one that looks like caves, I don't really like them. I like the ones that you can't, when they're bent over, you can't see inside the hole. You got to actually open it up and be like, ooh, moisture. um, but the ones that just look like caves, those, I'm like, ooh, I see. Um, what else? What else can you do with vaginas? Of course, you can take the dick, you can eat it, you can you can what else can you do with it? I've never been with a vagina, so people who have been with vaginas, y'all have to be more. Y'all have to tell me what you can do with it. Oh my god, I was trying to find a way to write that, but that's exactly what I don't like. Yeah. Um, you can pierce them. Absolutely, you can pierce them. You can shave them. You can wax them. Um, I always sometimes I see you can make them squirt. I always I, does when a dude takes his dick and hits the clit with the dick. Do y'all like that? People with vaginas. Do y'all like that? Is it nothing but some dick toters in here? Probably. People with vaginas does it feel, because I don't know. That feel like it's might not feel good, but I see people doing that. Um yes, they do. It feels good. It feels good when that happens. I see people doing that, but it's like, does that feel good? The closest time we were to vaginas when we got birth. That's the first, first and last time, honey. It's a teasing thing. Okay, so it's a, but it does feel good, and I don't like that. Hmm. Yeah, when I see it, it doesn't get a nice response. I don't want to say they be like no, but it doesn't get a response like I don't I don't know. Um, what else? So okay, people with vaginas, y'all about to teach me some stuff, okay? So, um, so what I do know, let's talk about what I do know. So what I do know is all vagina has a smell, and that smell is not a stinky smell. If it stinks, something's wrong with it, from what I'm to understand. If your vagina smells like something stinky, then that means something's wrong. But vagina naturally has a smell, just like people's body has a regular smell. Vagina and the juices and the good healthy juices, vagina has a smell, like it has a good earthy womanly smell. It's not stink, it's just a smell. Um, and a lot of times we shame people with vaginas about smell, and there is a natural smell. It's not bad or weird. It's natural to have smell. Yeah. It's also natural to discharge. It's natural for the pussy to discharge, like to have that's what panty liners are for, because it comes, it's a hole, it's a organ that is opening to the body, and it is going to have some discharge, and that's normal. And that discharge is not stinky, it's not, it smells like normal vagina. um Smell too. Hmm. And if it's unclean, and if it's just like dick foreskin, if it's unclean or something is wrong, then it can be smelly. But it can have a stronger scent during and after sex. Yes, because for many reasons, but penis semen and sperm and shit, that shit has a different pH balance, and your vagina has a pH balance. And when you put some sperm in there, it throws off the pH balance. That's what it is. That's what happens. And I know me without a vagina, when I let motherfuckers nut in my booty and it stays in there and I done pushed it out, it stinks. It stinks when you let cum stay in you. And I don't like it. If there's an infection or imbalance, then it will have a very smelly discharge. Yes, 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 yes. But cum will make your pussy stink and your booty hole stink. Shit, it'll make your dick stink. Honey, you jack off and leave cum on your dick and let it sit on there to the next day, it's gonna have a smell, child. That's the worst part about getting cum in. Yes, definitely. I hate it. Ugh. I don't like the smell after. Um, what else? You can finger it, just like the booty hole. You can finger it. You want to make sure your nails are clean. Make sure your nails are short and not scrapey. You can finger it. Um, you can work your Kegel muscles, baby. You can smack it. You can pop it. Sewer shave, no ma'am. Um, what else? What is something that I learned about vagina as I got older? That I didn't know. Um, oh, I didn't know when I was younger. Remember, I didn't date girls, so I didn't know anything about vagina at all. So some of the stuff, some of the conversations that I learned about vagina, I was in my 30s. I didn't know about the cervix. I didn't know. I thought that, like the booty hole, the dick can just go in and go deep and da 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 da. Da. But the cervix actually stops the dick from going past it. I learned that in my 30s. I was like, oh, it's something in there that stops the dick from going up in the uterus, right? Yeah. I think, is that what it is? I can't remember. But it stops the dick. And I was like, oh, gotcha. Because, we ain't got no cervix in our booty house. So the whole 12 inches is going all the way in. The clitoris is only existing for pleasure and is the only way to have an orgasm is through simulating clitoris. Also, orgasm is either pure pee or diluted pee. Okay. That's also something that was always interesting when people say, like, when you hear people squirting and coming, like, is that pee or is it not pee? I've heard multiple things. I don't know what the hell it is. But it's cool to look at. But sometimes it be looking like pee. Sometimes in certain like porns, it looked like they're doing it on purpose, like peeing on purpose to make it look like wet. Cause it be looking like sometimes it look like, ooh, this is some juicy wetness, and then sometimes it look like, oh, this just look like some watery ass pee. Be like, what? I got a cervix in my booty hole. Scientists already found what's behind it. It comes from urethra. If you don't pee before and you squirt, it's pee. Work. What is it if you pee? What if you pee before? Then what is it? And so explain this one too. So some people, like my mother and my grandmother, even if you peed, interestingly, is still it get filled really quickly. Interesting. My mother and my aunt, we were all having just a sex conversation, and they were talking about their orgasm, and of course, they're cisgender women. It's fluid that builds up in your bladder. It said to be for lubrication. Interesting, for orgasms. So they were like, there's a difference between a clitoris orgasm uh and a vaginal orgasm. Now, from what I hear, from what we're learning, from what I'm to understand, listening to their conversation and hearing other people's conversation, basically the clit, it's on the outside, but it wraps around the vagina walls, right? So while somebody might think that it is, no, I didn't get any. um I'll scroll back up. I see it. While somebody might think that it's two different orgasms, it's actually the same because the clit is around the vagina walls and the top out. Squirting isn't an orgasm for real. What is it then? Um, I read that once that sperm disturbs pH balance. Homophobe. What? Hold on. I read that once that sperm disturb the pH balance. Homophobes, this is for the ones who can't shut up about men are made for women and purely their pussy isn't. Yeah, I think that's interesting. But I think it is a science way. I was watching this show on it's called Explain, and they were talking about sex. I consider squirting an orgasm. It's just a quicker one. Gotcha. What's the long one? Um, and my mom was talking about that. She was like, there's two different. My mom and aunt. She said when they talk to young girls, most young girls have experience in the quick one, and they haven't experienced the deeper one. However they described it. Um, I was like 19, 20 when they was having this conversation, so it's been a while. It's a reaction to you beating on the good person's bladder. That person's bladder. Oh, I've never heard that. Hmm. Interesting. Um, I lost my train of thought. The longer one that's usually come from penetration and cervix stimulation for me. Gotcha. And when we say longer, what are we talking about in regards to time? Are we talking about a minute? Are we talking about an extra 15 seconds? Are we talking? Give me a time range when we talk about longer. Diamond, please tell me you did check Joan Rosegarden, the transgender professor. I did not. I had wrote her name down, but I haven't had time. I do a lot of stuff throughout the week, and I haven't checked her out. If the clit extended back to the vagina walls, then how do you post-op girls orgasm since they don't have the extended clit or the nerves like a cis vagina? You gotta ask them, baby. Mm. It lasts 4 minutes. Okay. Ooh, that's fire. Well, that y'all lucky because, honey, the orgasm for us don't last for no fucking minutes. I want one to last minutes. After holding your pee for a long time, it can feel like an orgasm once you finally relief. It stimulates pelvic nerves, even if you have a peen. A good piss does feel good as hell. It doesn't feel like a nut, but it feels good. There's something stimulating that feels like, oh, it does feel good. It don't feel like a nut though, for me. That makes sense. Is it Layla? I don't know how to say that. Layla, yeah, Layla, yeah, Layla Dixon, Layla Dixon, Layla, yeah. How do you pronounce that? Layla, yeah, Layla Dixon. I would, yeah, I can see that being a thing. I stay juices, but I don't know. Elaya, Elaya. Trans vaginas vary from surgery to surgery type. Yes, definitely. Just like other vaginas, just cisgender vaginas. Lalea. Gotcha. Lalea. Lalea. A sexologist once said that there is a chance women may shit during orgasm because the pelvic muscles can relax too much to a degree, letting through poop. Mm, work. Yes, 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 yes. So tell me, what can you do with dicks? Hmm. Slap them. Bam. By the way, I like your clothing pattern. Oh, I have no idea. I got this made from this place called Ishakti, but they are Indian, so maybe Indian. Same as when they have babies. Some women I know have said they should on the baby a little while delivering. Oh yes, I know a lot of women say that because you pushing in that same area, so it is coming. If you are here, hit the like button. Yay, we have more likes than we have listeners. I love that. That means people have come and gone in this 2 hours. I hooked up with a dude recently that was wearing a chastity cage over his peen. Interesting. With a lock on it. Um, um, mm, 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 mm. You can smack it, you can suck it, you can pinch it, you can bite it, you can jack it, you can put it in somebody's mouth, you can put it in somebody's booty hole and vagina. You can bend it. Mm. Do y'all prefer circumcised or uncircumcised? Let me see what everybody's preferences is. Put a 1 if you like circumcised. Put a 2 if you like uncircumcised. Put a 3 if you don't care, like you like both. Hmm. So I love to. I don't like little uncircumcised. So when I say little, I'm never meaning like little, but like an average dick. I don't like average dick to be uncircumcised. I like them to be uncut. Big dicks can be either one, cut or uncut. But a big ass uncut dick is something about it that is so fucking sexy to me. A big and actually anal sex with a uncut dick feels better to me because of that extra skin. For some reason, the thrust, the going in and out is easier. It feels wiggly. It feels more squishy, even when it's rock hard, because that skin is on it. It feels like it goes in better. Like it feels like it goes in easier. It feels like it just does the job. Whereas the one without the skin, you got to really make sure that motherfucker lubed up and to get on in. But it feels like with the uncut dicks. I remember I had this dude with this big ass, big ass uncut dick, and I was really, I want to say scared, like, but I was really nervous about the pain of it because it was so big. Baby, he had got back in Mama's sugar cabinets, baby, and shook them things on up. And baby, it was feeling love. It didn't feel like it was as big as it was because it was going in so smoothly, and it was just, it was so good. They got to be super hygienic if they're uncut. They, to me, this is my experience. I have had more clean, uncut dicks than clean cut ones. Because for some reason, because we like to shame uncut dicks about smell, most of them clean their dicks really, really well. And the ones who are cut, they be nasty and smelly. But because there's shame around dick cheese and the hood and all that kind of stuff, most of the time, most dudes who have uncut dicks, in my experience, with good hygiene practices, um they are usually clean. You live in Houston. This is an uncut country, honey. Not just in Houston, the South in general. The South. If you are a black man in the South, more than likely you are running across an uncut dick. You usually probably, if you like black men or date black men in the South, you're gonna run across uncut dicks. I started to come across way more uncut dicks in the South than in back home in the North. I've always wondered if it feels amazing for someone with a vagina to have uncut because of the skin. If you could play with the skin sensation, like almost like the skin is like has a ribbing effect that might feel sickening in your pussy. I could see that. Circumcision is really damaging. I am against it. Mm. I think it's based on a person's personal choice. Now it's a whole debate about whether people should get their children circumcised or uncircumcised, all that kind of stuff. But that's up to the parents. You know but I'm not a birthing person, so I don't even join in that conversation. I don't give my opinions. I know what I would do if I was a birthing person, but I don't really get into those debates because I'm not a birthing person, so that's for them, the parents, to decide that. So that's their choice. A lot of times it's religious based, sometimes it's not. But yeah, no, thank you. It's not a choice when parents cut their babies. Um, yes, it is a choice that they're making. They're making for their babies. Now, the babies get to say, "You took the choice away from me, mom and dad," but it is a choice for them to do it because it could be a religious thing. It could be many things. Um, but that's up to them. That's not for me to debate. That's not for me to have a opinion on. I know what I would do. So um that's on them. You don't have to have a birthing, you don't have to have birth a baby to have a human stance on it. Um yeah. And my stance is on it is it's the parents' choice. That's my human stance on it. It's the parents' choice to be able to do um make the decision based on their religion, whatever decision that they want with their child. And it is their child um who they have to be the child can hold them accountable for that decision, not other people. I think it's weird for other people to do that. But I'm also a trans person. So that informs a lot of what I think about, you know, body modifications and, you know, stuff like that. So I think other people being extra about it, other when you're talking about other people and not your own children or your own parents, I think that's weird. I think that's weird as hell because that's not your business. Yes, but if it's their parents' religion and what they believe, it is who they're held accountable to is their child, not you or somebody outside of that relationship. They have to apologize and they have to, you get what I'm saying? They have to be held accountable by by their child. Yeah, but I'm not gonna say it should be banned. That's not my stance. My stance is it's the choice of the people who are birthing the child or the person who has the penis who wants, because I know adults who go get circumcised when they become adult and wish that their parents had done it when they were younger. So it's just a choice. I ain't cutting my babies and nobody else is. Cut what's supposed to be cut, the cord, and that's it. The US is the only Western country that circumcised a lot of babies. Hmm. But Diamond, by that logic, we can allow Christians to force being heterosexual and cis on their babies based on their religion. A physical modification is not that. How are you going to force that? How are you going to force that? That doesn't make sense. Those are two separate things. You're not making logical sense to me. How are you forcing somebody to be attracted to the opposite sex? You can't force that. A physical modification is not that. That doesn't make sense. That's not a you a better, if you want to make an argument, let me help you with the argument that makes sense. A better argument is like genital mutilation based on religion in other countries. You can bring up that conversation in comparison. That would be a better comparison, not what you're talking about. That doesn't make sense. Genital mutilation based on religion in other countries, they cut women's clits off. It gets kind of weird, and they do it when they're young, and those are comparable situations. What you're talking about is not comparable, because that's not a physical. You can't force. Christian parents can't force somebody into heterosexuality. They can't force them into cisness. It's not a physical modification that can happen that can force somebody into heterosexuality. You can also bring up the intersex conversation. That's a comparable conversation. That's a comparable, scenario. That's a better argument for you to try to put against me. But conversion therapy is not effective. It's not a physical change in somebody's body. It's not it's an attempt. Raw cookie, sir. I don't know if you're a sir or ma'am. We have been through this again. I'm telling you, I will continue to, if you make points that doesn't make sense on my live, if you make points that don't make sense, whether you feel ridiculed or not, I'm going to point out the things that don't make sense. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm never going to stop. So if you feel uncomfortable watching me, you can unsubscribe. You can stop watching me. We have been through this before with you about many of the silly arguments that you try to make on other subjects. If I disagree, I fucking disagree. And if you say something fucking stupid, I'm going to point out that you're saying something stupid. And I'm going to show you, just like I just did, a better point for you to make to help your argument. To help your argument. So I'm literally helping you make a point. If you don't like me to help you make a point outside of a stupid ass point that you made, I am going to continue to do that every single time you come on my live and get to talking shit to me, trying to make points that don't fucking make sense. I'm going to continue to do that. So if you are uncomfortable with what the fuck I'm saying to you, you can leave and you don't have to come back. You don't have to participate. I'm never, ever, 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 ever. I don't care how long or what. I am never gonna kiss a motherfucker ass. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. I can lose everything I got. I am that type of person. Before I would kiss a motherfucker ass for saying something stupid to me. And then I respond to it. If you don't like how I respond, get the fuck on. It is really simple. I'm not forcing you here. You made a point that was stupid, that didn't match the point that you had to make when you had multiple other options. You had multiple other options, a way to make your point, because I actually understand what you're trying to say. I just have an opinion. But you had, like I said, you could have used genital mutilation that happens over in Africa. You could have used intersex to make your point. The point you made with convergent therapy and forcing people into cis and heterosexuality, that was not a good analogy to make your point. It was dumb. It didn't make sense. No, he's not being rude. He's just being his normal extra self. I'm not finding him offensive. He's okay. But but he does this sometimes. Like, I don't know if he if he's feeling, you know, uh, this is not my way to ridicule somebody, you can feel ridiculed, but we were having a conversation. You had one position and I had another position. You made an argument that doesn't make sense. I pointed out that your argument didn't make sense. And then I came back and helped you with your own argument by giving you a better example of what you're trying to prove. You're trying to make it seem like my stance is hypocritical. When you could have said, well, what about when they change, when they do that surgery on intersex babies? Do you agree with that, Diamond? That would have been a gotcha moment. But I've already had this conversation with people. I've had this conversation, and my stance is still the same. It's still clear. I still think it's the parent's choice to make. I still think it is. Now, if you ask an intersex person, they're gonna think something different because that's something that they lived through. And they're gonna say, and then I'm gonna say, yes, your parents should be held accountable for what they did to you. Just like I told you. Just like I told you. So your point wasn't, it just wasn't a good argument. And I found you some better ones. You've been here enough for me to get this vibe from you before. This ain't the first time we had this type of moment. You and this ain't the first time that you claimed that I was ridiculing you or making fun of you. But if you don't like it, nobody is forcing you here. We were having a great conversation full of different opinions, and you felt ridiculed. This has happened before. I don't know that. I'm pretty sure I have the lives up. You can go watch through them if you want to know when. This has happened before. We've had an argument before, and a strongly worded debate where you felt like I was ridiculing you. But anyway, so my last question for everybody, because this is going nowhere. If you don't want to be here, don't be here. If you feel ridiculed, don't be here. If you have an issue with people having different opinions than you, or opinions that you don't agree with, grow the fuck up. Or speak to it. There's tons of people that come here with different opinions, and long as you don't say nothing stupid, you can have different opinions. You said something stupid. It wasn't a great point that you were making. And I even showed you more points. But you don't get to tell me what you deserve when you talking crazy to me. And you don't get to police my tone. So if you don't like my tone, what you can control is you. If you don't like my tone, what you can control is you. You can click X. That's what you can control. That's it. Mhm. But yes. So tell me who tell me who taught y'all when y'all were growing up, who taught y'all about the birds and the bees? Like how did they introduce sex conversations to y'all? And while y'all continue y'all answers, I'm gonna show y'all my dildo collection. I want y'all to type great responses. Who told y'all about the birds and the bees, and who taught y'all? And how did they explain it to you? Was it adequate? Was it inadequate? So this is one of my favorites. This is like porn and books. Interesting. What books? What porn? Well, not what porn, but what books? So this is like an anal bead vibrator. Yeah, it bends and twists and curves. You can do it like this. You can do it like a S. You can do it straight. And the batteries, you do this. And the batteries go here. And then this controls the shaky, what the shaking part. So you can do different ones. And child, anyway. So you can put this inside you. I love to use this to distribute lube. Ready rock. So you can use this to, I love to use this to distribute the lube throughout your hole. Wow. It's just a perfect situation for distributing lube throughout. Then we have this. I think I showed y'all this. I'm not for sure, but if whoever's new, y'all can see. Then we have this. This goes into the booty hole. It goes in and then it opens up here. And this is the outside. And this is on the inside. These things right here, these little there's something in here that shakes. This is where the vibration comes in at, those two. And so there's a button here and it does multiple what you call it. They caught me watching porn at 6, so they didn't try to do any informing. Plus, it was gay porn, so I guess they didn't worry about anybody getting pregnant. Did anyone else get ready? I guess. Double penetration. This goes in this person's booty hole, and this one goes in this person's booty hole, and y'all can bump butts. Boom, 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 butts, 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 butts. Honestly, no one really sat me down and told me about sex per se. I guess being young and liking a particular older man, I learned by active participation. We had to watch videos about puberty in elementary school, and then high school we had sex STD education type classes, but no one close to me actually sat me down and had a conversation. Can y'all, the people who have given answers so far, can you give me your location so I can see who is giving these amazing classes? Where are y'all from? Where did in regards to when you were a kid, where were you at? What are the locations? No way this video is getting monetized. So how it usually works is it's the first 30 seconds. Long as you and it's not showing these things is not I have put the settings to where it's not for kids, so adults can watch it. Adults can watch it and it still be monetized. And long as you're not doing this at the first 30 seconds, it's okay. But thanks for your concern. I'm in Florida. See, we had a laptop, um, so me, me, that laptop, and the Ethernet cord were best buddies every night. Hilarious. Then we have this. I don't use this on myself. This is not for me. Oh, you got a system down. Okay. Yes. Long as it's not in the first 30 seconds. And long as the people who review it, they only review the first early parts. And so you wait to do this stuff at the end. But yes, I love to use this on other people because as you can see, I love things that vibrate. So this shakes and goes in and out like this, like that on its own, contracting in and out. And it also shakes Doesn't it look like a weapon? Oh, oh, in your hole. But I love it because unlike this one, this one kind of when it got lube on it, it kind of is slippy, so you can't really get it in and out of there. I'm building my glass toy collection. Shout out to Akua for putting me on. Absolutely. I showed out this the other day. Sailor Moon. A Sailor Moon glass dildo. I love this one. I just like the smoothness of glass. It's so smooth and it's not porous. So it's easy to clean. You can really wear it out. I love it. Oh yeah. I don't understand why people like fisting. So I like this one because it has a grip. It literally has a handle. And so you can really just be in there. Mm. And even if you got lube on your hands, it's a grip and you can just mm, 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 mm. So there's that. What other ones? So that was it. That was it. That's the ones that I like, that I use on other people, that I use on um myself. These is the ones that I use on myself. These two. This I use on other people. This I use on other people. Oh, and this one. But this I usually use. Also, I don't know if y'all know this right here. Y'all know this is a cute ass butt plug. If you're new here, if you old, I've showed you before. But it's usually sitting right here. And it just blends in with that. But this one, I love the ones with the jewel, because when you bend over and twerk for the trade, the jewel be coming out your butt like that. I love this one. It's so super cute. Yes. But yes, these I use on myself. I don't use it on anybody else, but I I like this one because this one aesthetically looks good. I like to use this while somebody is in the room watching me use it. These are my alone time. But this one and this is what I like to use on myself. I don't use it on other people, but I like to use these to so people can watch me because they look pretty to use. Yes, Marissa, this is the one that I use. This one is solely for masturbating because it has just amazing settings. It has different settings. I showed y'all this on another video where it was like it's like 16 settings on this one. This one has like 3, and but this gets you ready for the dick, honey. Especially if you got one of them big old juicy ones that, like, when you first get it in, it's like, ooh, shit, that motherfucker hurt. But this gets it to where it's ready and it don't take long for you to get used to it. Yes, I'm from Ohio. My mother's best actually died of HIV in 1988. So being born in the 80s and my mom knowing I was gay, young, she made me scared of sex and HIV. Yes, absolutely. The black one looks so much fun. It is. It is so much fun. You should get you one. It is called Ass Thumpers. This is the box that I have it in. And I always store it in its box. So when I'm done with it, I clean it. As you can see, it hasn't gotten much use. I haven't been pulling out my toys for the trade. If you are an ex-sex worker, Yeah, I want to say trauma. It's not trauma. It's not trauma. It's because I'm an ex-sex worker. Sometimes exploring stuff make me feel like I should be charging motherfuckers. Sometimes I don't be wanting to pull out all my tricks because I be like, I should be charging your ass for this. So I don't always do stuff. The little black one. Yes, I love the little black one. The little black one is love. Oh, you was like, the little black one looks so much fun, not the big black one. Yeah, this one is so much fun because why the good part about the little black one is when it's in your booty hole, okay? So because it's like a spring, so it goes in and then it opens up. Because it does that, it's like a butt plug. And it while you jacking off, if you have a piece, while you jacking off, it actually doesn't fall out because your sphincter keeps it in because this part opens up. And so the button is right here. So long as it's like this, I can press the button. It's like this part be right under my balls. This part is right under my balls. So I can just push the button and it can change the vibration and I can still masturbate without this falling out. If you got something like this, you gotta work it in you. And I don't know about y'all, but when I masturbate, my hole clenches. My rectum clenches as I masturbate. And so if there's anything in my booty, now this is great for a real penis. It's great for a real boy. It's great for a real penis, but this is not great for a dildo because when your booty clenches, it pushes it out. So if it's this, it's gonna push out the dildo. But because of the shape of this, it's stuck in there because this expands when it gets in the hole. And so as I masturbate, it stays in there and it doesn't come out at all. So I love this one for my own personal pleasure. So girl, my stupid ass. I was in like 6th grade and I knew I liked boys. So when they showed us the AIDS and gays videos, I told the teacher I had AIDS. I don't and hadn't had sex yet. Cackle. Oh, the teacher started crying and everything and called my mom. Shade. Have you ever had Trey that act like they weren't down with toys, but when you do a little something, they take the entire toy and want more? Yes. They do that with your dick too. honey, as soon as you get the dick in, the dick slide right on in, and you get to beating it. And they like, oh, taking it. Boy, please. Girl, I got the biggest whooping when I got home. Sex work definitely made me high maintenance and finicky about sex. I used to be fine without finishing, but now it's a non-negotiable. Amen. I think my teacher hated me till I graduated after that. um, so I know me when I was younger, I always, um, I always, so because I was a queer boy child when I was a kid, uh, and once it started to be noticeable that I was going to be gay, and because I grew up in the 80s, just like Deshaun just described, and AIDS epidemic was fucking was running rampant late 80s, early 90s. When I didn't have the sex talk revolved around if you be gay, you gonna get AIDS. If you be gay, this is what's your life. This disease is a gay disease, and this is God's punishment. If you be gay, this is what's going to happen. The sex talk was not intended for me to inform me about sex. It was definitely not intended to inform me about my pleasure. The sex talk was to deter me from homosexual activities. The sex talk was to fear me into not doing what I wanted to do in regards to being with men. Um it was not about teaching me about sex. I did not have somebody teaching me about sex. Like once they realized that I wasn't trying to fuck with no vagina, nobody had and I don't it never was assumed that I liked vagina. It never was assumed. So nobody was having conversation with me about pregnancy, vaginas, or anything like that. Nobody was having sex. No, nobody was having those type of sex talks with me. And to make matters worse, I even had my mom, may she rest in peace. But she was young and um, you know, imperfect. And she even was on some little bootsy shit where she was trying to pay somebody to fuck me. Well, how you gay if you ain't never had pussy, you might like pussy. You should try pussy. I can get somebody to fuck you. That's the type of mother that I had. Is it wrong? Yes, but that's the truth of the matter. She was on her little bootsy shit. And I was like, ooh, no. Ooh. I was like, oh no. But the sex talk was definitely not to teach me about pleasure. Um if I'm to be completely honest, not that I'm ever not honest. But in hindsight 2020, um I wasn't sexually active in the penetration department consistently until I got in my 20s. Until I got to like 22, 23. That's when I started actually getting plunged. When I was in high school, I was sucking a lot of dick. I did get fucked when I was 16, and then I didn't get fucked again until I was like 18. And then I didn't get fucked again until I tried one little good time. Um but it hurted when I was 19 again. But consistently getting fucked, like, oh my God, I'm getting some dick now. That didn't happen till I was like 22, 23. And right after that, sex work started, and I wasn't bottoming in my sex worker um career. I wasn't bottoming him at all. Anytime I bottomed, it was for either a trade that I was having or a client. This is sex worker too, but a client that was not from like the ads. It was somebody who I met on Black Planet, and I'm like, yo, you're gonna have to pay me to hook up, and then we hook up. Met him on Urban Chat, met him on where I met him somewhere that was at the mall or somewhere where it's just a piece of trade. And I'm just charging them. Not the ads. And my ads, I was very clear. I don't buy them. So I never, like when I was traveling, I never bought them for clients. It just wasn't. I I'm just one of them people that like motherfucker didn't want motherfuckers running in and out of me. I didn't understand girls who could do that all day. I had a homegirl named Bray, and she was only a bottom. Bitch, that bitch would be getting fucked from morning to night. How you having these dicks go up in you all of this many times, child? I just couldn't be that girl. Now I can gobble. I can suck a lot. Her whole inside of your teeth from covering, inside of your lip would be fucking raw from covering your teeth with your lip. But honey, I make that coin. but but in my younger years, it was all about AIDS. It was all about the fear and instilling the fear about HIV. And it wasn't just straights, it wasn't just that. When we were growing up, it was that fear. You got to learn the art of thigh sex. Yeah, I knew the art. I learned the art of thigh sex. I did that a lot. Morning to night. I used to like, damn, Brave, honey, Brave used to be getting fucked all fucking day. I'm like, bitch, I don't know how you did it. Morning to night, 6, 7, 8 times. Like, bitch, what? No. Rest in peace, Bray. um, but yeah, like I remember one of my homeboys I grew up with. Um, when we were teenager, we used to sneak in a club called Betty Boops, and it would be grown men. They like in their early 20s that people would have whispers about them having HIV, and they would come up because we was young kids and in there and they knew that we was young kids. They would come up and warn us, don't be messing with him because he got that shit and he'll get y'all together. Y'all young motherfuckers don't know, and they'll get y'all together. Like, it wasn't just the straight people who was instilling that kind of fear in the culture. Um there was also shame around douching. You gotta, even though you young and ain't having sex yet, you gotta learn. Learning how to douche is a process, but in that process, you're being shamed for not knowing how to douche. If you get what I'm saying, like if you tell anybody that you don't know how to douche, it's like, oh, you painting the trade out here. So it's a shame. It's kind of like tucking. It's like, who taught you how to tuck? Like, there is a shame of, God, you don't know how to tuck and you a trans woman. And there is a special way to tuck. It's not just putting your piece back as people, I guess, think. There's a special way to tuck if you're tucking right. And so, how did you learn that? And you got to go through the process of having those kind of conversations. And it's the same thing with douching. You got to learn. You got to ask, how are you not shitting on motherfuckers? You got to be comfortable with the people that you're asking. And you get what I'm saying? And it comes, and as a teenager, it's different as an adult, but as a teenager who is impressionable, who don't want to be on the outside, you already on the outside. These are things that you're kind of navigating. The shame around sex, the shame around all of that kind of stuff. Um, but you also are a little bit more free. It's like being taught how to play spades. Exactly. Some people who are black don't know how to play spades, and there's a shame around not knowing how to play spades. Like, how you black and don't know how to play spades? That kind of thing. Now, of course, that's not as serious as sex stuff, but it's kind of like that. Like, you don't even want to tell people you don't know how to play spades, but no one tells you how to do it safely. No one tells you how to do what safely. What define what that it is. Are we talking about douching or have sex or what? Trying to pass on what I've learned. Yeah, I think that's something that as we get older that you just get better at doing, having those conversations and passing on that information. They will corner us on the beat and tell us, yeah, they brought the house in Virginia. Yes, God. The package. The bug. Morning tonight, yeah. But yeah, it's just something that when we talk about sex, when we talk about it was just you just was kind of thrown out there to the wolves. Um Tucking, douching, everything. Yeah. Well, there has been times when somebody, not early, but it has been times early on, um where people do show you. So you'll run across somebody that will show you how to do it, especially tucking, because who wants to have their piece out in front of somebody you don't fucking aren't comfortable with? But you'll meet some people in the community who are like fucking nudists that don't mind being naked, and they'll tuck in front of you. And you know what I'm saying? You'll see that. Douching, not so much. But you'll talk about it. You'll hear people talking about it, and then you kind of learn by listening sometimes. Um, and the act of doing it. The act of doing it, you learn in that way. It's always funny how conservative we were as youngins too. Anti-prostitution, anti-versatility. I think for me, I think when you're young, I'm talking about young as in like 7, 8, 9, 10, like preteen. Okay, um, for me, and I don't know. This is I want to say when it's for everybody, but for me, there was a type of there was a type of conditioning and training and image of girlhood, womanhood that I had. And that was informed by the girls in my family. It was informed by church. It was informed by older women. It was informed by women around me. And there was a certain type of woman that I thought that I wanted to be. And it was rooted in all the other toxic shit that cisgender people um have to deal with. You feel what I'm saying? It's rooted, particularly cisgender women. It's rooted in that Madonna whore complex. Ross talked about purity culture. Um, Purity is one, and then there's another um perspective of that, another spectrum and polar opposite of that, where that Madonna whore complex. And because I grew up culturally Christian in that regards, I thought the type of woman that I wanted to be was that. And it wasn't conscious. It wasn't like, "Ooh, I want to be the good girl, the good the good chase." It wasn't a conscious thing, but that's just what I thought I was supposed to be. So prostitution, what? Selling your body? What? Huh? What in the Jezebel spirit is going on here? No. And what was quite interesting, I just didn't understand it. I didn't understand it. Having older sisters and younger brothers, you smack in the middle. I followed the rearing that my mom and other women gave to my sisters. Yeah. And I'm the oldest, so I didn't have any sisters. But my mama was a young mama with a bunch of girlfriends. And I have my grandmother's generation. My grandmother's generation, it had they literally had it was only her and her sister Roz. It was my grandmother here, her, and her. She's the oldest and she's the youngest. She's the fast one. She's the one that grew up to be a madam, to be a prostitute, to be rich. She had a fall because she got addicted to heroin, and then it went downhill from there. But she's the one who was the glamour queen. Look, she's sitting here half naked in a fur, in a mink. In that, my grandmother was the opposite. She was the whore. She was the purity. She's the one that went to be a nurse. She went to Clark University, and she was a nurse. She was nice, and she was the good girl. They literally had the Madonna whore complex in regards to that. And so, in this culture, both of those women have value. Do you see what I'm saying? The good girl has value and the sexy girl has value. They both get attention because they are something, whether they be this or they be that. It's just not she has value too. It's not just the innocent. It's not just the good girl. She has value too. It's just valued in the objectivity. You chase and are attracted to this one because you want what she has to offer. But you marry this one. This is the one you take home to mama. The good one, da da da. They both have value, it's just different value and different respect and public respect differently. And so that was what I grew up with. My grandmother was the most uppity bitch I knew. And it was a certain level of and I adhered to that when I was younger, when I was thinking about the kind of girl that I wanted to be. And this is and remember, this is just growing in my mind without any guidance, because the only guidance I'm getting is to not be a fag. That's the only guidance. Is nobody even considering that I'm trans, because they don't know nothing about that shit. That's white people shit. They just don't want me to be a homosexual, because me being trying to be a woman, oh no, that was too imaginative. They couldn't think to that level. And so no, they weren't knowing in my brain. I was cultivating from the environment around me, that I was cultivating an image of a woman that I wanted to be. And a part of that image was being chaste, good, not being a prostitute, da 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 da. So I remember one time, Ty, we were young teenagers, and we were sneaking in a club, and she had went with this guy. She had went with this guy that we called a $20 man. Now I'm looking for her, and I can't find her in the club, and I can't find her anywhere. And I go out, and she is getting out the truck with the $20 man. Now the $20 man, he is a trick, but he wants you to shake your booty in front of him while he jack off or whatever. That's what I heard. And so I'm looking at her judging. I'm like, bitch, that is a $20 man. Now we're teenagers. I think we were like, how old were we? We had to be like 16, 17. I know we were sneaking in the 10, and that's when it happened. And I was judging her. Like, why would you do this? What do you need? In my mind, I'm like, what do you need that you would need that stupid ass $20? We can go to the store and steal some wigs. We can go to the store and steal some clothes. What the hell do you need $20 for? But I was judging, like, what the hell is going on? I did not understand her. And because she was like a little sister in my head, still is, but because she was a little sister in my head, I was real protective of her. So I was like, I'm not only protective of her in the sense of, honey, we will battle a motherfucker, but also in her image. And because we were new girls in the scene, I didn't want us to be the girls who were the prostitutes. That's for them bitches on the beat, the bitches on the host roll. That's for, I wanted us to have the image of the good girls, because in my mind, that was the standard. You get what I'm saying? I wanted us to be the good girls. So her doing that was tarnishing her image. And since we hang together, it's tarnishing our image. We're not supposed to be those girls. We're not poor. We're not broke, even though we were. We're not poor. We're not broke. Why are we prostituting our bodies? We don't sell our bodies. We are grace and classy trans women of distinction. Little did you know. And so fast forward, yes, little did I know. Fast forward to, I think I turned my first tricking, like my first have some type of sex. It wasn't sex for real, but do something sexual for some money when I was in college at 19. And, I think I told this story before. Did I tell a story about Russell? We'll do that another time. Yeah, I did. If you are a member behind the paywall, I told y'all about Russell in, I think it was the first Tricks of the Trade video, or maybe the second Tricks of the Trade video, where I was talking about Russell, the very first trick that I did. In that was the first time I did it, and I needed some coins, but I was in need. And so, of course, what happens as you get older, we're kids. We're fucking kids. You feel what I'm saying? Um, so in that regards, that when you're a child, teenager, early tweens, there's a certain level of protection that society has with you. You get what I'm saying? You are still under somebody's care and supervision as a young adult, as a teenager. But when you become an adult, a young adult, and you get out in the real world, all that bullshit that those ideals and what you think society is going to be like and what you think possibilities are going to be like, all of that shit goes out the window because now you're an adult and you don't have that protection and supervision that you had when you were a kid. And so the world reveals its ugly head and showed you that all this dream of this perfect life as a woman, as a trans woman, this perfect life just being a woman, I just want to be a girl. I just want to be a girl. I don't want to be a trans woman. I just want to be a girl. And I just want to have this life. I just want to have a husband. I just want to have a boyfriend. All this image, this perfect life that you want. You realize as you get older that the world is not gonna fucking give you that. Now, I'm not saying that these things don't happen, but the world is geared for you not to get them. First of all, you can't be a pure trans woman. Now, technically, you can. You can be a virgin. You can do all that kind of shit. You can be all of that. But ask anybody if you show them a picture of a trans woman, and ask them, do you think she's a virgin? None of them are gonna say, yes, I think she's a virgin. Because you being a trans woman is associated with homosexuality. You have to have sex with a man for you to, because they don't understand the difference between sexual orientation and gender identity. You feel what I'm saying? So they automatically assume that you have explored your sexuality to even come to the decision to be a trans woman. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're not even thinking of you as pure. You don't have access to being that pure, to be innocent. When you become a trans woman, you automatically become a sexual novelty. You automatically become this sexual deviant. Just because when you become a homosexual, not just a trans woman, when you become a homosexual, you automatically become a sexual deviant. Because homosexuality has to do with sex. And if you are having sex enough to know that you're a lesbian or know that you're a gay boy, why gay boys don't have a special word like lesbian? Anyway, another word. I think lesbian is pretty. Why you? Anyway, uh, if you have explored your sexuality enough to know that you are these labels, then you then you are not pure anymore. You're not innocent. You're not, you done played around. You done snuck and did some stuff. That's how you know you like little dick. You like dick in your booty. You like dick in your mouth. You like dick. You like your little dick played with. That's because you are not innocent. And so you get out of that innocent realm. Because I sure thought that I was going to have a picket fence, 2 kids, a husband, an actress on Broadway. Right. We have these dreams. Gaysbian is a word for them. So, in regards to that, I feel like the world teaches you that while yes, you can find a husband, yes, you can get the picket fence if you buy it yourself, and you can create some semblance of what you might want. You can adopt kids and la 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 la. You can get some semblance of what you might want, but the world teaches you that, as a trans woman, that dream that you had is not. And so for me, learning about sex, it led me to that. The real world led me to sex work. And so because of that, within sex work, that is when, because of the type of work that I was doing, I had to be very diligent about um, protecting myself. What are the facts about HIV? What's the facts about herpes? Because people so scared of HIV. Um, who thinks heteros are chaste? Definitely not me. About herpes, HIV, syphilis, and gonorrhea, and chlamydia, and all the things there, because there's more than just HIV out here. So learning about sex and learning about those things were adamant because I wanted to keep myself safe because I was out here prostituting. And so this is when I would ask, I was definitely open enough to, because I was adult at by this time, 23, 22, 23, 24. I was definitely asking the girls that was around me, asking my mom, asking my gay mom, because that's when I was introduced to her. And there's going to be some people that are very, very open about talking about their sexual experiences and, stuff, their sexual practice. And there's going to be some people that are not open about it. And so when you find people that are open, you add that, and you just ask them as many questions as you want. You ask them as many questions that you got. And yeah. Um, and so it was a great time for me because, that's it's where I got to explore my sexuality and what I liked, and it also is where I got to learn about sex and the safer sex practices. A lot of our sex knowledge at childhood, even if it's not much, it was mostly fear mongering. Yes, definitely. Mm. But yes, we're coming up on 3 hours. Ooh, we've been here in a minute. Make sure y'all thumbs up. Yes, I'm gonna go put out a song on Sunday. It's called Butterflies and Everything. Um, I hope y'all like it. I'm gonna put it out on Sunday. And let me see. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else I got going on? Um, I will be Austin next weekend for South by Southwest. I will be in after that, the next week after the Austin situation, I will be in Omaha, Nebraska. I will be in Omaha, Nebraska for Dominique Morgan's event. She's having an event there, and I will be there. That's on the 18th. I have an interview with the legendary Tommy Ross, drag legendary Tommy Ross coming up. We interviewed a couple of days ago or yesterday. Time keeps on slipping to the sea. um Tommy Ross. So she will be on the show soon. I don't know exactly when. Um who else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else do I got coming up? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? That's about it. Oh, I will be working again with the Smithsonian, the African American Museum, History Museum, the National African American History Museum, or whatever that is. Um, I'll be working with the Smithsonian again. I worked with the Smithsonian early 2020 before the pandemic hit in January. We did a conversation called God's Talk. It is on Facebook. It is GODTALK, God Talk. And it is a conversation that they lead with African American millennials of all religious faiths, whether it be agnostic and just a Muslim, like all religious faith, and we talk about issues like topics and issues and sexuality and how millennials think about things. Um, when it comes to in comparison to like boomers and shit like that. We have tons of great conversation, and they intentionally bring people who are, kind of in opposition, and we are all literally having a dinner, having a very adult conversation. Nobody is arguing like reality TV, but we all have different views, and they seat you with people who seem to be maybe against your views. So I had this Muslim man next, somebody else that I didn't know next to me, and I had to read them, but it's the African American History Museum in DC. They fund it, and so they had came to Dallas, and it was sickening. So make sure y'all check that out. But I'm doing something else with them, um, and that is on the 11th. Is it on the 11th? Wait. No. That's on the 15th. Yeah, that's on the 15th. So I got a lot of stuff coming up for y'all. Definitely, yes, booked and busy, baby. Um, Y'all know the documentary. We've already recorded the documentary. Y'all know I did a documentary with 4 trans women and 4 cisgender black men. And yeah, it was amazing. I can't wait to show y'all. But we're trying to shop it to Netflix and trying to shop it to different platforms, and hopefully, because it was recorded professionally, like with a TV crew, a camera crew, and directors and script. It was so good, like a 4-day recording session. 3-day recording session, and it was so fucking good. It was so fucking good. So we're trying to shop it to different people, and so I don't know what platform it's gonna be on, but it's really good. So I can't wait to share it. And I don't know when it's gonna come. So I can't wait to y'all. It was directed by me and a cisgender guy. We collabed with it. The executive director of A Call to Men. I am on their board. And Tony, I keep saying Tony Starks, Tony Porter. He is a cishet black man out of New York City, and he hired me and paid me a nice little coin to direct it with him, and it was good. I know y'all gonna love it. I know it's gonna. So many things happen. So many things. So many things. I can't wait to share that with y'all. But yes, I will see y'all next week. It's been 3 hours. Thank y'all for thanks. Thank y'all for listening. Make sure you thumbs up. Make sure you are sharing. And make sure if this is your first time here, you subscribe. Mayhem Right Z is wild, but all of them are. Let's see. But all right, y'all. I will see y'all. Is it next Friday? What am I gonna be doing? 1 second. Okay, yeah, I'll see y'all next Friday. Because I leave on that Saturday. But all right, y'all. I will see y'all. Bye-bye. This was a great conversation. I hope y'all learned something. Hope y'all found out something new about sex education. But all right. Bye-bye.